What a lot of the feminists that come on these MRA boards and sites miss, and what is also paradoxically the most important thing for them to learn, is that MRAs are not leading anyone. We are the bleeding edge of a much larger social attitude. We're simply more vocal about injustice. Maybe that's because many of us have nothing left to lose. Maybe it's because we have children that we want to see in a happy, healthy relationship. Maybe it's just because we're really fucking tired of the abuse heaped upon us daily. We are not telling anyone what to do, or supplying men in general with anything for that matter. We don't have that kind of political reach. We simply say out loud what most men are thinking. Feminist man-haters come here and elsewhere to try and argue against many of the issues MRAs have raised. This is all fine and good, since any political position is and should be assailable. The fact that these self-same feminists accuse men and MRAs of misunderstanding feminism, given their collective lack of grasp of men's issues, betrays their desire not to engage and understand men and MRAs, but to misdirect, muffle, and otherwise frustrate efforts for reform. We understand it all right. We understand it just fine. It is a movement dedicated to removing every last vestige of male power, leaving men obviously powerless, otherwise known as the patriarchy. It is a movement that has continually and vocally denigrated men, and continues to do so to this day. It is a movement that has promoted a negative male image consistently, and looks at masculinity as a social disorder and testosterone as a poison. It is man-hate. As to the feminists who would never act like that, and neither do any of their friends, of course, the inability to admit even one thing done to men in the name of women by feminists betrays their moral position. The inability to admit men have a serious image problem created via feminist rhetoric, that we are aggressively put down in every area, we are routinely denied opportunity while women get incentives, our problems are ignored or diminished and resisted at every turn when we try to balance things a bit, and all the while they blame lawmakers and society and ad execs, etc., 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 as if these people came to the conclusions they did all by themselves. It's the sheer refusal to believe women have had it much better than men for decades, if not for all of history. In other words, these feminists who care so much for men betray their hatred of men every single time they minimize men's suffering, every single time they try and steer the conversation away from men and onto women, every single time they defend not funding men's initiatives because there's already not enough. Lady, there will never be enough for your type to share. If you want to see a man-hater, bring up men's rights. If they laugh or deny or misdirect or place women above men, well, you've got your answer. It really is that simple.